I failed to wake up early 47 times. Yes, I counted. Motivation didn't work. Accountability partners didn't work. Multiple alarms didn't work. Then I accidentally discovered what does work, and it has nothing to do with trying harder. Here's what I used to do. I'd watch a motivational video at 11 p.m., get pumped up, set my alarm for 5 a.m., and promise myself, tomorrow is the day. Morning comes, alarm rings, and my brain immediately starts negotiating. Just 10 more minutes won't hurt. Then another 10. Then I'd wake up at 7:30, already behind, already defeated. I thought I had a discipline problem. Turns out, I was fighting basic human biology, and biology always wins. The uncomfortable truth? If you're using willpower to wake up early, you've already lost. Willpower follows a daily cycle. It naturally peaks after quality sleep and drops throughout the day. By morning, especially if you haven't slept well, you're trying to make the hardest decision with the weakest mental resources. So if willpower doesn't work, what does?
Let me ask you something. What time did you go to bed last night? Because here's what I realized after 47 failed attempts. Waking up at 5 a.m. isn't a morning problem. It's an evening problem. Your body runs on a 24-hour cycle called your circadian rhythm. It's controlled primarily by light, with temperature and routine as supporting signals. When you stay up scrolling TikTok until midnight with bright lights blasting your face, you're telling your body, it's still daytime, stay alert. Then you expect to magically wake up refreshed at 5 a.m. That's not a discipline issue, that's a biology issue. I was trying to fix the wrong end of the problem. I was optimizing my mornings while completely destroying my evenings. The breakthrough came when I stopped asking, how do I wake up at 5 a.m., and started asking, how do I make my body want to wake up at 5 a.m.? That shift changed everything.
Let me ask you something. What time did you go to bed last night? Because here's what I realized after 47 failed attempts. Waking up at 5 a.m. isn't a morning problem, it's an evening problem. Your body runs on a 24-hour cycle called your circadian rhythm. It's controlled primarily by light, with temperature and routine as supporting signals. When you stay up scrolling TikTok until midnight with bright lights blasting your face, you're telling your body it's still daytime, stay alert. Then you expect to magically wake up refreshed at 5 a.m.? That's not a discipline issue, that's a biology issue. I was trying to fix the wrong end of the problem. I was optimizing my mornings while completely destroying my evenings. The breakthrough came when I stopped asking, how do I wake up at 5 a.m. and started asking, how do I make my body want to wake up at 5 a.m.? That shift changed everything.
First change. I manipulated light like my life depended on it, because neurologically, it kind of does. At 7 p.m., I started dimming every light in my house. Not off, just dimmed. Table lamps instead of overhead lights. Warm bulbs instead of bright white. At 8 p.m., I put my phone on night mode, not just the blue light filter, full night mode, warm colors, reduced brightness. I installed f.lux on my laptop. Why? Because your eyes contain light-sensitive cells with a protein called melanopsin. When these cells detect bright light, they send signals to suppress melatonin, your sleep hormone. When they detect dim, warm light, melatonin production increases. I'm not fighting my brain with willpower, I'm sending it the biological signal that says, time to wind down. This single change made me naturally tired by 9 p.m., not forcing it, not trying to sleep, actually yawning, actually ready for bed. That had never happened before.
Second change. I created a wind-down routine that my brain could recognize. Every night, same sequence. 8 p.m., dim lights, put phone away from bed. 8:30 p.m., warm shower. This matters, I'll explain why. 9 p.m., read physical book in bed, no screens. 9:30 p.m., lights out. Here's the magic in the shower. When you take a warm shower, your body temperature rises. When you get out, your core temperature drops.
That temperature drop is a powerful sleep signal. It's literally the same thing that happens naturally when you fall asleep. I'm hacking my biology, not fighting it. The consistent routine became a trigger. After 2 weeks, my body started preparing for sleep automatically at 8 p.m. I'd get drowsy without trying. And here's what nobody tells you. Falling asleep easily is what makes waking up early possible. If you toss and turn for an hour, you're already starting from sleep debt. I was finally getting 7.5 hours of actual sleep, not time in bed, actual sleep. Now, the morning side. And this is where it gets interesting. My alarm goes off at 5 a.m., but I don't keep it next to my bed. It's across the room, plugged in, volume maxed. Why? Because I've removed the snooze option from existence. I physically have to get out of bed to turn it off. And here's the key. The moment my feet hit the floor, I follow a 10-second rule. I don't think, I don't negotiate, I don't check if I feel like it. Feet hit floor, I walk directly to the light switch and flip on the brightest light I own. Then, immediately, and I mean within 30 seconds, I splash cold water on my face. Not a cold shower, just cold water on my face. This does 2 things. The bright light stops melatonin production instantly. The cold water spikes cortisol and adrenaline, your body's natural wake-up chemicals. I'm not relying on motivation. I'm triggering the exact biological responses that make you alert. Within 2 minutes of waking up, I drink 16 ounces of water. You're dehydrated after 8 hours of sleep. That grogginess you feel, part of it is literally dehydration. Then I step outside, even for 2 minutes, even if it's cold. Morning sunlight in your eyes is the single most powerful circadian reset tool that exists. Here's why this system works when motivation fails. I'm not fighting my circadian rhythm. I'm resetting it every single day. Morning light tells my body this is the start of the day. Evening darkness tells it this is the end. After 2 weeks of this, my body started releasing cortisol naturally at 4:55 a.m. I'd wake up before my alarm, not because I was motivated, because my biology adapted to the consistent pattern. The evening routine makes me tired at the right time. The morning routine makes me alert at the right time. There's no willpower involved because I'm not forcing anything unnatural. Compare that to my old approach, stay up until midnight with bright screens, then try to force myself awake at 5 a.m. through pure discipline. I was fighting every biological signal my body was sending. That's why I failed 47 times. Not because I'm weak, because I was doing it backwards. And here's the part that shocked me. After week 3, I actually started waking up feeling good. Not just not terrible, actually energized and clear-headed. That had never happened in my entire life.
Let me be completely honest with you. The first week sucks. I don't care what anyone tells you. Changing your circadian rhythm isn't comfortable. Your body's going to resist. You're going to feel tired at 6 p.m. and wide awake at 10 p.m. for the first few days. Day 1, I felt like a hero. Day 2, I was exhausted by 2 p.m. Day 3, I seriously considered quitting. But here's what I wish someone had told me. That discomfort is temporary, and it's actually a sign the system is working. Your body's recalibrating. You're undoing years, maybe decades of irregular sleep patterns. Of course it feels weird at first. The key is understanding that you're not building motivation or discipline during this week. You're building a biological adaptation. Every day you stick to the schedule, you're reinforcing the pattern. By day 5, I noticed something. I was naturally getting drowsy at 8:30 p.m., not forcing it. My body was starting to anticipate the routine. By day 7, I woke up 3 minutes before my alarm. Just once, but it happened. That's when I knew the system was taking hold.
Week 2 is where most people quit. Because you're not magically cured yet, but you're committed to this early bedtime that feels socially isolating. Your friends are texting you at 9 p.m. There's a new show everyone's watching. You're missing out. And for what? you still don't feel amazing at 5 a.m. I almost quit in week 2. I told myself, this isn't working for me. But then I remembered, I'd already failed 47 times doing it the other way. What did I have to lose by giving it 2 more weeks? Week 3 is where the magic happened. I woke up at 4:58 a.m. without my alarm. Not once, 3 times that week. My body was now producing cortisol on schedule. I'd open my eyes, feel actually rested, and think, wait, is this what normal people feel like? By week 4, I wasn't using willpower anymore. Going to bed at 9:30 p.m. felt natural. Waking up at 5 a.m. felt automatic. The biological adaptation was complete. This is why the timeline matters. If you quit in week 2, you never get to week 4. You never experience what it's like when your body is working with you instead of against you. So what do I actually do with these 3 extra hours? 5 to 5:30 a.m. Morning routine. Light, water, cold face splash, step outside. Then I make coffee and sit in complete silence for 10 minutes. No phone, no music, no podcast. Just me and my thoughts. This changed my entire mental state. I'm not reactive anymore. I'm starting my day proactively. 5:30 to 6:30, deep work. This is when my brain is sharpest. No emails, no distractions. I write, I learn, I work on projects that actually matter to me, but always get pushed aside during the day. 1 hour of focused work at 5:30 a.m. is worth 3 hours at 2 p.m. when I'm answering messages and putting out fires. 6:30 to 7 a.m., exercise. Just 30 minutes, usually a run or bodyweight workout. Nothing extreme. 7 to 8 a.m., breakfast, shower, prepare for the actual workday. By 8 a.m., I've already accomplished more than I used to accomplish by noon, and I'm not rushing, I'm not stressed, I'm ahead. That feeling is addictive. The early wake time was the goal, but the side effects were the real game changer. Benefit 1. My decision-making improved. Because I'm getting consistent, quality sleep, I'm not making decisions from a brain fog anymore. I'm sharper throughout the entire day. Benefit 2. My anxiety decreased dramatically. I used to lie in bed at night with racing thoughts. Now, I'm asleep within 10 minutes because I'm actually tired at the right time. Benefit 3. I stopped procrastinating on the things that matter. When you have 3 focused hours before the world wakes up, you can't make excuses anymore. I finished projects I'd been planning to start for years. Benefit 4. My health improved. Consistent sleep affects everything: immune function, hormone regulation, metabolism. I lost 8 pounds without changing my diet. I got sick less often. My skin cleared up. These weren't things I was trying to fix. They were automatic results of fixing my sleep. And here's the big one. I have more energy at 9 p.m. now than I used to have at 2 p.m. because I'm not running on caffeine and stress. I'm running on actual rest. The number one problem people hit: I'm doing the evening routine, but I'm just lying in bed wide awake at 9:30. If this is you, here's what's happening. You have accumulated sleep debt, or your rhythm is still shifted too far forward. Solution: don't jump straight to 9:30 p.m. bedtime. Shift it gradually. Week 1, go to bed 15 minutes earlier than normal. Just 15 minutes. Week 2, another 15 minutes earlier. Keep shifting in 15-minute increments until you hit your target. Your body can't adapt to a 2-hour schedule change overnight. Give it time to adjust. Also check, are you actually dimming lights at 7 p.m.? Are you avoiding screens after 8 p.m.? Because if you're doing the bedtime routine but scrolling TikTok until 9, it's not going to work. The evening protocol isn't optional, it's the foundation. One more thing, caffeine after 2 p.m. will destroy this. Caffeine has a half-life of 5 to 6 hours. If you drink coffee at 4 p.m., half of it is still in your system at 10 p.m. Cut yourself off by early afternoon. This is where people sabotage themselves. They're perfect Monday through Friday, then Friday night hits and they think, I'll just stay up late this once. Saturday morning, you sleep until 8 a.m. You just reset your entire circadian rhythm. Monday morning, you're back to square one. Your body doesn't know the difference between weekdays and weekends. Here's the rule. You can shift your wake time by a maximum of 1 hour on weekends without disrupting your rhythm. If you wake at 5 a.m. during the week, you can sleep until 6 a.m. on Saturday. That's it. I know that sounds restrictive, but ask yourself, would you rather have 2 mornings of sleeping in or 7 mornings of feeling energized and ahead? After a few months, you won't even want to sleep in. I naturally wake up at 5:30 a.m. on weekends now, not because I have to, because my body is on that schedule. And honestly, waking up early on Saturday when you have nowhere to be is one of the best feelings in the world. The whole day stretches out in front of you.
Let's address the elephant in the room. Going to bed at 9:30 p.m. will change your social life. You can't go to late dinners, you can't binge watch shows with friends, you can't spontaneously stay out until midnight. I lost some social opportunities. I had to say no to things I used to say yes to. But here's what I gained. I stopped spending my evenings in a semi-zombie state, scrolling mindlessly because I was too tired to do anything meaningful, but too wired to sleep. I started having better conversations during the day because my brain actually worked. I showed up fully present instead of exhausted and irritable. And the people who matter? They adjusted. My real friends respected the boundary. We grabbed lunch instead of late dinners. We had morning coffee instead of evening drinks. The people who didn't respect it? I learned they valued convenience over connection. Here's the truth. Society is built around night owls. Late meetings, evening entertainment, 24/7 connectivity. Choosing an early schedule is choosing to swim against the current. But the current is pulling people toward exhaustion, poor health, and reactive living. I'd rather swim upstream and actually have energy for my life.
If you take nothing else from this video, do this one thing tonight. Set a bedtime alarm for 90 minutes before you want to be asleep. When it goes off, dim your lights, put your phone in another room, start your wind-down routine. Don't worry about waking up at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Just practice going to bed on time tonight. Because waking up early isn't the hard part. Going to bed early is. Master the evening in the morning takes care of itself. Try it for 1 week, just 7 days. Track how you feel. Drop a comment below and tell me your biggest obstacle to waking up early. I read every comment and I'll respond with specific advice. If this video helped you, subscribe. I'm breaking down more systems like this that replace willpower with biology. And if you want a downloadable checklist of the exact evening and morning protocols I use, I've linked it in the description. Your 5 a.m. wake up starts tonight at 8 p.m. Let's do this.